This is a tour of the shop I've been working on for the last couple of winters, and I'll start out by giving a big thanks to my friend Greg Powers, who did a lot of the things that I couldn't do because of my shoulders. He basically put insulation in the ceilings and did the sheetrocking up there and did a lot of the, if not most of the taping. So thank you, Greg. So we'll start here on the right. This is an office credenza that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. Went to Watertown for it. I'm using this as a battery charging station. And these upper cabinets came from a remodeling job in South Kent that I got about in 2010 from a Craigslist ad. I put them up and I hung some wooden shelves between them to bridge them. All of the pine that's in here came from a remodel just down the road in South Kent. It's all recycled pine. This door goes to the upstairs loft where I got things stored. This is a little tool closet that has been here. It needs some organizing. And here is my little office, which I'm not really going to be using as an office. But the computers will be in here. We got a little desktop here. Just put in a stereo today. Greg helped me do the speakers in the ceiling. Actually, he did almost all of the work. There's one speaker. The others over there are being obscured by the light, probably. So all that remains here is to see if I can find a used office chair to go in here. Above it, putting that in sort of created a mezzanine, which is good for light but bulky storage. And since that was already here, it inspired me to do a bookend kind of mezzanine on the other side, which is also now full of stuff. So continuing back here, this is a 5-drawer metal drawer unit with a couple of units on top. I bought a whole lot of these drawer units from a nice couple in Sherman, and they were advertising on Facebook. And so anything you see that is of this type came from them, and it certainly was a lifesaver. So this workbench here, this is the last thing I did. This is another office credenza. I got this on Facebook and went to Farmington for it. And what I did was I built up the top with some extensions so that I could house a couple of layers of those metal shelves. And then on the top I used a solid core birch veneer door, several of which I had saved in the barn for the last 35 years at least. From when I was the head carpenter at Canterbury School, I basically saved a bunch of broken doors for this very purpose. So it finally came to fruition, and all of the tops in here are made of that. I just put this overhead light over the workbench. That's a $19 LED light from Harbor Freight. I'm planning on getting more. That thing is fantastic. This is a shelf unit that I built many years ago for something else, and it's been in here for quite a long time. But I couldn't really bear to put it back in its dingy state. It's just made of plywood, so I sanded it and primed it and painted it, and it freshened it up quite a lot, I think. And so this upper mezzanine sort of created a nook type of thing, and that's where I am storing my table saw when it's not in use. And on the wall here, this is what they call a garage vac, and I'm going to thank my cousin Mark for turning me on to this and recommending this particular one. The thing is fantastic. The hose reaches everywhere in the shop. There's another one of those kitchen cabinets that I put up there, and all of the vac stuff goes in there. That hose coiled up, I've got an air compressor downstairs in the full basement, and I just ran a hose up so that I can have air up here, which is really handy. This this length, this run, is basically all made out of shelving units that I got for free on Craigslist. Some guy was selling his mother's house, needed them out of there, so I got a bunch of them, and they're 2 deep. They're really nice heavy-duty things. And in the middle here, I cut the standards down to make them the height of a workbench and put birch veneer top on. And all along the back of this are storage drawers, which I got at Home Depot. Here are more of those metal drawers. I just added a shelf at the right height so that there's a row of drawers underneath the workbench. And then these other places are filled largely with milk crates, most of which I got from the Kent Library. I guess they're people give book donations and the crate comes with it. So I was fortunate to get those. It's amazing how well they fit the space. And there's the end unit of that shelving. And here is my radial arm saw, which I have had since the early 70s. And I built a rolling base for it with a couple of legal size filing cabinets I got off of Facebook Marketplace. And I just ganged them all up, and now I've got good storage under my radial arm saw and I can pull it out. This workbench I put together with kitchen cabinets and put a birch veneer top on. And above, more of the kitchen cabinets, a couple of shelves made out of that recycled pine. And this drop leg vise belonged to my father-in-law. And there's one more of those shelving units, and out the door. Hope you